$26 trillion. Let that sink in. That's the market Cathy Wood says humanoid robots will unlock. And here's the wild part. That's just one slice of her $28 trillion bet on the future. So, what's her secret weapon? How does she spot revolutions before anyone else even sees them coming? It's a nearly 90-year-old formula that most investors have never heard of. On Wall Street, Cathy Wood is impossible to ignore. While Warren Buffett buys century-old moats, ARK Invest hunts disruption. Her new Big Ideas 2026 report coins something she calls the Great Acceleration. 5 innovation platforms, anchored by artificial intelligence, are converging right now. She predicts a step change in the global economy by 2030. So how does she do it? How does she quantify the future through all the fog? Her core weapon? Something called Wright's Law. Moore's law tracks time, doubling performance every 18 months. But Wright's law? It tracks production volume instead. Here's how it works. Every time cumulative production doubles, costs fall by a constant percentage. Industrial robots see costs fall about 15% every single year. DNA sequencing costs. They drop roughly 14% annually. And SpaceX counts about 17% per doubling of launched mass. That predictable cost curve is the cornerstone of ARK's entire playbook. But here's the catch. Falling costs alone aren't enough. ARK layers on price elasticity of demand to find the perfect entry point. Think of it like a dam. When costs break below a threshold, demand floods through. When an average EV drops near $18,000, sales go exponential. ARK sees new energy vehicle sales compounding at 82% annually for 5 straight years. Now, look at her highest conviction call, the pioneering EV maker. Wood says 90% of people misunderstand this company. They see a car company. She sees the world's largest AI project. First, the data moat. Billions of miles of real-world driving data. Peers have millions. That gives it an orders of magnitude edge in training neural networks. Second, the business model flips from one-time car sales to recurring robotaxi revenue. Third, the cost revolution, powered by Wright's law. Ride costs could plunge from $1.10 per mile all the way down to 25 cents. And fourth, Optimus, the humanoid robot. ARK projects a $26 trillion mega market over the next 7 to 15 years. These robots are designed to fill structural labor gaps worldwide. Sounds aggressive, right? But Wood's process is surprisingly disciplined. ARK scores every stock from 1 to 10 across 6 dimensions. First, company, people, and culture. Favoring founder CEOs who sacrifice short-term profits. Second, execution. tracking R&D spending and production scaling speed. Third, moats, measuring vertical integration and technological leadership. Fourth, product leadership, market share, and standard-setting power. Fifth, valuation, demanding at least 15% compound annual growth over 5 years. Sixth, thesis risk, pricing in regulation, geopolitics, and disruption. Now here's the golden rule. Any score below 7 triggers high alert. If 2 scores drop at once, ARK typically cuts the position or exits entirely. Zoom out for a second. Wood's style is the mirror image of Buffett's. Buffett buys mature fruit with century-old moats. Wood plants seeds that could transform the world in 5 years. But it's a double-edged sword. When she's right, like in 2020, returns are extraordinary. But when rates rise or market styles shift, the volatility is brutal. Wood admits it takes a heart of steel to weather the howling gales. In this great acceleration, AI is stepping out of digital chat boxes. It's stepping onto factory floors and onto city streets. So here's my question for you. Do you have the conviction to ride this $28 trillion revolution? Drop your take in the comments. Are you Team Cathy or Team Buffett? I'll be reading every single one.